Okay, now it's time to start some cooking and making some appetizers. Everybody put your aprons on and let's make some food and a little bit of a mess, okay? The first thing that we're going to do is some bruschetta. It's normally made with some grilled French bread. Let me bring this onto camera. Some grilled French bread, some baguettes that have been cut into nice thin slices and brushed with olive oil and then toasted. But with the keto craze and everybody not eating carbs and gluten and all of those kinds of things now, I thought maybe that you'd like to learn how to make some appetizers that will accommodate a couple of those diets. So instead of the baguettes for this bruschetta, we are going to use zucchini planks. I just took a zucchini, cut off the top, cut off the bottom, and cut them into nice about quarter inch, half an inch planks. Here, there are several. You can usually get 3 or 4 planks out of one zucchini, okay? And then while the griddle is nice and hot here, what we're going to do is, this is olive oil. Just put some olive oil on the tops and on the bottoms of your zucchini. On the tops, on the bottoms. Sprinkle it with a little bit of salt and pepper. One of the things that you always want to have by your stove and by your side, so you can just put a pinch on everything, is a salt and pepper mix. And the traditional mix with salt and pepper is 3 parts salt to 1 part pepper. This pepper is a table grind. The normal pepper you just get in the shaker out of the grocery store. And then for a little bit later, I also have some coarse cracked black pepper that is mixed a little heavier on the pepper side because we are going to be making a steak au poivre which focuses on peppercorns. So you can adjust the mix however you'd like, but the traditional mix is 3 parts salt to 1 part pepper. Okay, while the zucchini is grilling, you're going to want to take some cherry tomatoes or some plum tomatoes that are nice and ripe and cut them into bite-sized pieces. I have that done here, and I have mixed it again with a little bit of olive oil and fresh minced garlic. I wish you guys were here so you could smell this. It's wonderful. And again, while your zucchini is grilling, I've also made a chiffonade of basil. And a chiffonade is French for ribbons. So what you're going to want to do is, hold on one second. Take your fresh basil, sorry about that, take your fresh basil and pick off some of the leaves, some of the nice fresh leaves. The bigger you can get them, the better, because that'll make this easier. And then in order to make the ribbons, you're going to roll them up nice and tight. Okay? And then just start chopping here at the end until they turn out to be little tiny ribbons, little tiny slivers. Okay, you don't have to go through a bunch of chopping and make a bunch of noise with your knife. All you have to do is roll them up nice and tight, and they cut really nicely and evenly into slivers for you. And you can also, depending on how ambitious you are, you can either make a balsamic vinegar reduction, or you can buy it in a jar at the grocery store. A balsamic vinegar reduction is made by taking a nice quality balsamic vinegar, putting it on your stove. If there's a cup of vinegar, you need a half a cup of honey or some kind of sweetener. If you're diabetic, you can use stevia. and then putting it on the stove and letting it reduce by half until you have a glaze-like consistency. As your zucchini planks are grilled and they have nice marks on them, remove them, put them on whatever serving dishes that make your heart happy. Single ones if you're cooking to order, or you can certainly put everything on a platter. Top them with your tomato and garlic mixture, and then top them with your chiffonade of basil, a little bit of basil. And then the crowning jewel is the balsamic glaze. Just put a nice drizzle on the top. Don't worry if it gets a little heavy. This is actually everybody's very favorite part. It's delicious with tomatoes. You can cut these into bite-sized pieces. If you have forks and knives, then don't worry about the bite-sized pieces, and hand them to your guests and have them enjoy.